Hey guys, it's Poet Spice, and I am here to do a color along and a pencil demonstration. I don't know if you would call it pencil demonstration, but anyway, yeah, it is F is for January, which I think is Colorfully Optimistics hashtag. And the whole idea is to use products from your stash that start with the letter F. These are the Flowood color pencils, 60 set, of course, because that is the whole collection. And this is what the box looks like. I got it on Amazon. At the time of purchase, this is actually my second set. Like I've said before, I actually used a coupon that was on Renee's channel. You open the tin, and look how cute it is. It's all colorful. They also have a watercolor one. Handle here so that you can lift up to pull it out. Then you have this one. The pretty colors. And then you have a fourth tray down here. And so you can see them. You can see the pretty colors that they have. And it says Flowood. That's what we can just sharpen. I'm thinking of the photo. So we get to get it to zoom in and focus. So Flowoods. Now, I'm also going to use this Jasmine Becket-Griffith coloring book, a fantasy art adventure. So fantasy. And this was from my girl JoJo Zana. She sent me this. So this is the page that we are going to do. It's a buddy color with JoJo and a few other people. I'm going to go ahead and use these Flowoods because I like these greens. It's the 113, 115, and 117. So I don't really have a lot to say, I guess. So I don't know how much yakking's going to be going through this video. But basically I'm going to do a 3-color blend. And I'm going to go from light to medium to dark and then back and forth depending on what way I'm going to go. Also, I'll be turning the page as I need to. And so I really don't have too much to say as far as what's going on in the world or whatever. I don't know. These things are so hard to do sometimes. I thought I'd just go ahead and do this in real time and then just do this voiceover and then, see if there's anything anybody wants to talk about for the next round. Anyway, so we chose this page. I really like this page because it's got that steampunk vibe and there is a little dragon that's got steampunk going on with it. So it's so cute. And I decided I wanted to use these kind of like olive green colors to, I don't know, kind of add like a toxic kind of look to it. But not necessarily like icky toxic. I don't know. But you can see that I'm sitting here coloring in the sleeves and the front plate. And I'm just using the lightest color first. Okay, so I guess for a little bit, let's just talk about coloring in general. I think I've said this in previous videos, and like I've said, I've done crafting videos for like, lots of years now. And I guess I just want to reiterate. I say this very often, but I still hear it in so many videos and so forth. I just want to iterate that coloring, crafting, crocheting, whatever it is that you do for fun is your fun time. So that whatever it is that you want to do it. So there's all these videos out about like coloring perfectly and don't scribble when you color and, use this particular stroke, don't use that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying that these are bad things. I'm just saying that as a person, you need to decide what it is that you want to do. So if you are interested in making all of your coloring pictures look like magnificent works of art that you could sell or whatever, then that's fine. But it's also fine to sit there and take a crayon if you want to and scribble all over the page, out of the lines, if that's what you want to do. I just think it's really up to each individual person to decide what they want out of their art. Now, for example, I personally don't like flat coloring. I will probably never color anything with just one layer, whether it's pencils or crayons or markers. I like to have the look of, a little depth, a little shading, a little color. So for me, flat coloring is probably never going to happen. I want to say never because, sometimes you do, but like 99%, 95% of the time, it's not going to be just like one layer of color. But for some people, that's fine. So what I've got here on this page right now is just one layer of color, and now I'm working on the second one. So for some people, that's just perfectly fine. So I don't know. It's just really frustrating to see people get all bent out of shape about what other people want to do with their free time, their hobbies, and whatever. And whether one person likes it or doesn't like it, it doesn't really matter. So I'm pretty sure there's people out there who look at what I'm doing and be like, oh my gosh, she's not coloring right. She's not using the correct stroke. She's not doing this. She's not doing that. We could still see a little bit of white here, or a little bit of this there, or why didn't she use this darker color here? And that's fine. Not everybody's going to like whatever it is you do. And so as long as you're having fun doing it, who cares? Who cares? It's like that same thing again about it's like, are you coloring for other people? Are you crafting for other people? Or are you doing it because you want to? Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, if you are into the art thing and that's what you want to do, go for it. Nobody's telling you not to do that. But I just don't think that it's anybody else's concern, mandate, police squad, or whatever that says you have to do A, B, and C in your coloring book that you paid for, with your markers, pencils, glue, whatever it is you paid for, so forth. It's supposed to be fun. Fun. It's supposed to be fun. And then if you want to work on other things, that's fine. So for example, I would like to get better at doing like transparent clothing. So when you have like gossamer, so transparent clothing, which would be the same kind of thing as like wings, like fairy wings. That would be awesome. And I'll probably practice that. But I'm not going to be mad if I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't do it properly. Same thing with your supplies. They're your pencils or your markers. You can do whatever you want to do. So if you want to push really hard, now that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the optimal whatever performance out of that particular supply if you use it quote unquote incorrectly. But if it does what you want to do, then that's what you do. So that's what I want to say here is like I'm using these Flowood pencils, and you can see I kind of go up and down. I go along the lines. I probably press a little harder than I should, but I'm also heavy-handed, so that's just what's going to happen. But I don't know. It's just play. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. What else can we talk about here? I don't know. Like normally I would speed this up and do it. I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you guys prefer? Do you prefer color, in real time? Or do you prefer sped up? Would you prefer real time with music or real time with chatting? I don't know. Anyway, here you can see I'm going with a darker color, and I'm trying to go in the creases and around the places where I think it would be darker. And this is, well, let's talk about lighting. Lighting when it comes to coloring. Number one, you have your fancy, realistic lighting and so forth, which is fine if you want to do that. Like I said, all of this is based on what you particularly want to do, not what other people think you should be doing or what you think you should be doing because of other people. It's all about what it is you want to do. So, lighting. You have your realistic lighting. So if you want to go that route, you can. You also have lighting. So here I'm using that 117, which is the darker of the 3 greens that I pulled out. So then, of course, you have lighting where it just depends on, you can look at the image and kind of do like a central lighting. So it's coming like straight from in front of the picture. And then just go with anything that would be farther away from it is going to be darker. Or if there's something on top of it, it's going to be darker. So if you look like here, I'm doing this sleeve, right? And so her hair is over top. And so in this particular area, what is underneath will have a darker shade. This section over here, I'm going to add darker because it's underneath her face. Then here in the center, you'd have a darker spot. And it would also be darker along the clothing edge because the clothing is going to cast a shadow. Any folds, wrinkles, they're going to have shadows as well. So that is just like a basic kind of simple kind of lighting, which would be easier to do than quote unquote realistic or hyper realistic hot lighting. Okay, so you guys, I really don't have that much else to say. I just thought I would bring that up because, I don't know, it's just been on my mind. And I guess it's just like that permission to say, you can do whatever you want with your crap. It's your crap. Until somebody else pays for it, nobody really has the right to tell you what to do with your stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to put some music on here at the end. And if you have any questions, if you have some topics you want to talk about, you can do that. Put the questions in below in the comments. And I just want to say thanks for watching. And hopefully you will, maybe you'll like these Flowoods. I like them. I like them because they work with the way I color. And they work on most of the papers that I have. There's some iffy places, but for the most part, they work how I want them to work. Okay, thanks for watching, you guys. And I'm just going to go ahead and let this play out. And then I'll have a part 2 later.